Hello and welcome back, everyone, to another exciting episode of Trails into Reverie. We're still going through the daydreams, but apparently, oops, wrong place. Apparently, I already watched the required daydreams because I did get a trophy for watching all the daydreams, even though we have not watched the last 5. Apparently these are extra because these 4 are we got from the 5th stratum and more. Well, this is from a white orb, so these 5 are special, but nonetheless we shall explore it, starting with a look on the bright side. Hopefully, since it's extra, we don't need to fight or anything, we should just enjoy the story. March 1207 of the Septine calendar, with Crossbell liberated and vows made between Olivia and Shara, things were finally starting to slow their roll. There was no better time to take a well-deserved family vacation, so we did just that, a very special destination in mind. Ooh, Ymir.
Just get that crisp, cool Ymir air in your lungs. And now that we're all checked in, it's time to go do some tourism!
All right. I feel like you've been drooling over the sights since we took the cable car in.
Oh, Estelle, when are you going to start acting your age? Even Rean's parents were regarding you like an excitable child when saying hello.
Sorry, I've just wanted to come here ever since he told us about it. And we couldn't skimp on our first family vacation with you as a brite. With how hard it is for Dad to find time these days, Thaddeus knows when we'll get another. We gotta enjoy this to the max!
How I wish that weren't the case. I hate how little time we get to spend together nowadays. In fact, I can't even remember when we had our last vacation together. And then when I finally carved out the time for such a lovely occasion, I can't even ditch the uniform.
We don't mind. If anything, we've got your work to thank for picking the vacation spot to pull this off. You going back and forth to Erebonia from home to discuss their army's future meant needing somewhere close to work. So?
See? Everything worked out. They told you they probably wouldn't call you in anyway, right? So don't stress and take it easy.
That's in the plan. I really hope you have a great time with us, Ren. Now, if you want to buy any presents for your classmates or anything, just say the word.
Oh, really? Well, if you're sure.
Is it just me, or do those two still seem kind of awkward?
I was just gonna say they seem awkward.
The same thing. They're still being a little distant with one another. We've spent so little time together since Rin was adopted. Probably still have some adjusting to do. Hopefully this vacation will give them a chance to bond.
The Bright family were excited to experience all they could of Ymir, shopping, relaxing in their fruit baths, taking in the snow-kissed sight. This eventually led them out into Ymir Valley's edge, where they could see a mighty waterfall. Ooh, frozen. Holy crap, get a load of that. I've never seen a waterfall so big totally frozen over like this. Likewise, you wouldn't think it was March already. No wonder Baron Schwarzer recommended we come to see it. There's something mystical about this part of the valley, isn't there? Look at that monument. That says to me this area has a lot of history. I imagine it's a vestige of an old animism. From what I learned in Errant Village, it could be used to access the spirit path. Achoo! You okay there, Ren? You aren't the most dressed for weather. Here, I'll lend you my jacket for a few. I'll be fine, thank you. A long walk up here kept me from getting too cold. I just need to move around a bit more. I'm sure I'll warm up in no time. Well, if you're sure. Oh, to be young again. I'm later to high heaven and all my limbs are still going numb. Oh, my metabolism is much better than... Hey, talk about cheap shot. I've been itching to get a good snowball fight going since I got here, Besides, I believe someone just said something about warming up through physical activity. I'm here in a uniform today, so I cannot play around too much. Or can I? Oh ho, so there is some fire in that belly. It's not as though anyone is around. I accept your challenge. You'll need a walker to get back to Ymir once I'm through with you. Prepare yourself for a snowdown throwdown. You sure they aren't both children? Neither of them takes well to losing, that's for sure. But it's nice to see Dad showing love in his signature awkward way. I suppose you're right. I do like that aspect of him. They're so alike in that regard. Easy. Less talking, more pelting. Really rather not. I don't want my clothes getting dirty. Boo, don't be such a spoil sport. You're welcome to all come at me if you think you can win. Estelle doesn't stand a chance on her own. Oh, you are so in for it now. We'll see who doesn't stand a chance. You got a mouthful of snow. Too slow. Uh-oh. This is not ideal. Oopsie. Sorry about that, Mr. Boar. Honest mistake. I don't think he's going to accept your apology. I kinda started this, but we can't have him causing a scene here. Here we go again. See if you can subdue him, but don't hurt him more than necessary. I know. You're not joining, Cassius? Okay, at least we don't have to fight. You're not eating the boar, are you? My, it sounds like you had quite the day already. I can't believe you were able to tame that boar. That once a relatively recent arrival on the mountain, he's quite aggressive and always seems to be on edge. He started quite a few passerby before this, so I was beginning to think something needs to be done. But I should never have introduced you to the place knowing such danger was present. You have my deepest apologies. But please also accept my heartfelt thanks on behalf of all the Ymir for calming him down. I am deeply grateful. Though perhaps I should have expected no less from the children of the legendary Brigadier General Cassius Bright. Oh, it was nothing really. And seriously, please don't thank us. That poor boar never would have come if I hadn't smacked him in the face with a snowball. All we did was calm him down and see to his wounds. Speaking of wounds, he clearly had a lot of from before our fight. If he really was the recent arrival to the area, it might have been a turf war with the other boars that put him on edge. Hopefully he'll start being a little calmer now. I hope so. We'll keep an eye out either way. But please don't get started on your food. I wouldn't want. Do get started on your food. Oh, thank you. You don't need to tell me twice. I'm starving. I'll say. I never thought the day would come when I would be able to drink with the famous Cassius Bright. I hear you personally taught my son as a fellow 8-leaf practitioner too. It's truly an honor to have you in our household. All I did was give him a gentle push in the right direction. It was his trait that let him achieve what he did. And while I may have a high rank in the army, I can't say the same for my position within my family. I spend so much of my time working, I barely have any spare for them. I can only imagine being the head of an entire nation's army must come with a no small number of hardships. On a related note, with the power balance on the continent changing so significantly, there's much I would like to discuss. But you came here on family vacation, so what say we leave such serious talk for another time? I think that would be for the best. On another matter then, I hear that you are an avid angler as well as a hunter. Are there any particular fishing spots you would recommend in Ymir? Ah, a fellow fisherman, are you? I quite enjoy going upstream in the valley and opening a hole in the ice myself. Now there's an interesting idea. Those two certainly hit it off quickly. Roland might not have as much natural beauty as Ymir, but it still has its fair share, perhaps that fact helping them all. I mean, we all get along great with Rean too, so maybe you're onto something. You know, it's so weird thinking of how my perception of Erebonia has changed over the years. Back in Liberl, it used to feel like this scary place really far away, but now it feels so close and dear to my heart. Yeah, I never thought we'd come to live in times like this either. We lost a lot along the way, but I'm glad we can finally live together in peace like this. Together we enjoyed a delicious meal as we told stories about Rean and Class VII and before we knew it, we had gotten late, so we returned to the Phoenix Wings and went for a soak in the hot spring. Is it just... It's just like this? Nothing interesting happened? Ah, I can feel the stiffness in my back and shoulders from all that work melting away. You've really been busy lately, huh? Although, I'm not surprised. Having to handle rebuilding after the war and matters relating to Crossbell at the same time can't be easy. I'm playing a part in the discussion about Crossbell's independence with Princess Claudia, too. Speaking of whom, it's incredible just how dependable she's become. During the international conference a while back, the new president of Calvar was constantly trying to assert his dominance. But she was just as capable as Prince Oliver and Princess Alphen in keeping him in check. I'm glad they're all giving everything their best. President Gramhard seems like he'll be a formidable adversary then. Without a doubt, he's at least as cunning as President Rocksmith, if not more so. Thinking of this continent's future makes me more than a little uneasy, I'll tell you that. Not just Calvar either, there are still worrying signs here in Erebonia. To say nothing of the fact we haven't heard from Ouroboros in a while. With the Phantasmal Blaze plan over, they're probably getting ready for their next move. They had some personal shakeups too, so we probably don't have to concern ourselves with them in the short term, but I'm sure they'll be back. Yeah, I wouldn't expect them to stay silent for long, unfortunately. Oh, I wish I had a bit more time to relax. Even if I do have a lot to worry about, it hurts that the only time I can make for my family is between jobs like this. I haven't had much time to talk to Ren either, and always felt kept at arm's length when I do. I haven't been able to give you all the attention you deserve and really want to going forward. I believe I speak for everyone when I say we would love that. I don't think you need to worry too much about things with Ren though. Right now, you're just not used to one another and you're both uncomfortable letting the other get too close. As long as you don't give up, the wall between you will break on its own before long, I'm sure of it. You really have matured, Joshua. I hope you're right. Ren's part of our family now, so I want her to feel like it. Incidentally, when are you and Estelle planning on getting married? Oh, where did that came from? All this talk of families just reminded me when I saw Scherzar all gutted up. Maybe you want to see my daughter like that one day too. So I wonder if maybe there was something holding you two back? Well, can I get an answer? As much as it would pain me if you were to marry into the family, I could allow that. Is this really the best time for this discussion? You just can't beat the good hot spring, not even with a stick. It's like my whole body's on an express flight to Relaxville. The scenery is so pretty too, I have got to bring Tita here one day. I see what you mean, the springs in Elmo and Erin were lovely too. But the way the spring incorporates elements of both Erebonian and Eastern culture is really something special. I'm so jealous you got to try the ones with Erin, I never got to go in the end. The idea of a little bath in a hidden village is so dreamy, I'll have to get someone to take me one day. How about we go to Erin for our next family vacation then? That would be even harder to organize than this one was, but wouldn't it be nice if we could? What's up? Oh, it's nothing. It's just the fact I'm on a family vacation at all. Hasn't fully sunk in yet. I think I finally understand why the Haywards don't get bothered of going to Michelin all the time. So that's what it was. Well, don't you worry, because the fun times we'll be having together are only just getting wrapped up. We've got that meal with Harold's family to look forward to, haven't we? That's true. I'm going to have to tell them about you hitting that bowl with a snowball. Please don't bring that up and embarrass me. I feel like people are finally starting to think of me as an adult and that will ruin it. It's so in character for you though. By the way, you and Joshua are going to Crossbell soon, right? Does that have anything to do with the consulates Erebonian and Calvar planning to open there? Yeah, we were asked to escort the secretaries who will be working at them safely into Cross. Oh, this is before the whole thing. It was a direct request from Ambassadors Cochrane and Cranit too, so we gotta do a good job for it. Oh, I see. Seems like I'll be best acting on my own after all then. The message Grandpa York managed to get to me makes me rather concerned. You know, Ren, there's something I've been meaning to say to you. Oh, what would that be? I've known you for a long time now, so I know how special you are and how much a genius you are too. I doubt there's anything in this world you couldn't accomplish if you put your mind to it. I swear you shut off a few wrecks too. You know this, huh? I hope you're ready for me to become a far prettier than you'll ever be. It pains me to let that go, but prettiness isn't the issue here. What I'm trying to say is, I know I don't need to worry about you too much because you can take care of yourself. But please, don't feel like you need to handle all your problems on your own, okay? You're our little sister, and Joshua and I care a lot about you. Don't worry, I'm well aware. If I really need help, I'll let you know. I'm sure you wouldn't hesitate to come to my aid, wherever you are. Naturally. I'm sure Dad feels the same way too. About that. What's going on here, gals? Can the old dad join in? Look who just showed up uninvited. Only a real boor would interrupt two ladies having private conversations. You might want to retain your behavior before all the women of the world will start hating you. My daughter's words are like daggers to my heart. What the heck? Is that gunfire? It sounds like it's a little ways from the village, but it's still cause for concern. We should go and investigate. I didn't expect all of you to show up. It's not like we could just ignore the sound of gunfire. Do you know what's going on? Not yet, but there seems to be a battle going on in the valley. Occasionally we can hear the sound of boars cry amidst the gunfire too. There's no sign the village is in any danger so far, but this isn't something we can ignore. We ask you to stay in Ymir for now until we know it's safe. Your consideration is appreciated, but we're not ordinary tourists. We'll take care of the investigation. You make sure everyone in the village is ready to evacuate in the meantime, but we're bracers, don't worry. You know, you're probably right. This is a task-based life for bracers. But as long as you are here, you are our guests, so please take care. Will do. This time, I won't stand idly by. We need to repay our host for their generosity after all. Naturally, that goes for me too. We're counting on you both. Ooh, can we finally control Cassius now? What the? Oh my god, get out of the way, you big dumb boar. Not you. Give me a break. You must know you can't hurt me by now. Just get lost. That's enough. I thought so. It would be you again, wouldn't it? What are you even doing here? Estelle Bright? Why are you here? And why do you have two ex-enforcers and Cassius Bright with you? I feel like we're going to be running into you for the rest of our day. If it isn't Gilbert Stein, steward of the former mayor of Rouen, you're still wanted in Liberal, I'll have you know. We just finished making you better and now you're all hurt again. Run along now, okay? As for you, I heard you were shot down with your ship last year. But you just keep coming back like an irritating little weed, don't you? How dare you call me a weed? I'm more like a dandelion that can grow anywhere, even in the most arid desert. Wait, it's a very cool metaphor. Just pretend it's something dramatic and awesome, alright? Why did you spare us the wordplay and tell us what the heck you're doing here? And why were you attacking that poor boar? It was just out here trying to live its life. I'll have you know that he attacked me first. He was doing some shooting practice when he showed up out of nowhere. Why must my life be so full of woe? I wouldn't even bother with a stupid place like this if it didn't need to knock that smug rookie down a peg. I don't even know what you're rambling about anymore. But this is a place of natural beauty. You can't use it for target practice. Wait, so that's why... Yeah, I imagine that boar was fighting to protect his territory. Anyway, you've done enough damage already. Surrender and come quietly, Gilbert. Why don't you get out of that machine so we can talk? If there's no way I'm coming out. It's bad. I don't like my odds against two excellent forces. Never mind, Cassius Bright. Can I get out of this with my usual pretending to beg for forgiveness act? No, they're not gonna fall for that. Oh, why am I even worried? If that rampaging boar couldn't overcome my defenses, what chance do they have? Oh my god, you're Delulu. And I can fly, and if I beat Cassius Bright, Ouroboros will totally make me an enforcer on the spot. You just try and beat me. You're gonna regret ever challenging the great Gilbert Stein. Yeah, we'll see about that. Come on, Joshua. God damn. Haha, see? You can't even scratch me. The heck, since when was this thing so tough? That barrier is extremely powerful. All that time spent kissing Professor Novartis' ass paid off when he added this feature to my G Apache. Apache? Now it's invincible. No one can get through this barrier, not ex-enforcers, not Cassius Bride. I'm going to enjoy slowly feeling you powerless fool full of lead. Okay, I'm calling shenanigans. Either way, he's not wrong that it's going to be difficult to penetrate. Unfortunately, so a high density barrier like that could repel even a point blank shot from a cannon. Don't remember that G Apache being able to generate this much energy, which means... Huh? Where did my barrier go? And Ow, 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 ow! Why is this thing so hot all of a sudden? Orbital engine, 278% overcapacity, activating self-destruct. What? I think it's going berserk. It's not gonna blow up, is it? I'm afraid it looks that way. That craft's orbital engine was never meant to power such a potent barrier. Could the professor's mind have been elsewhere when you begged him to add that? He did a very shoddy job. This can't be happening! We can't let it detonate on a snowy mountain like this. It could cause an avalanche. I'm with you there. We gotta stop it from exploding so no harm comes to Ymir. Leave this to me. I'll launch that craft high into the air so it can explode somewhere safe. Can you even do that? That won't be easy even for you, surely. This is nothing. But I will need some time to gather the energy for it. It's going to be a gamble whether I can direct it somewhere it can explode safely, but I'm sure I can pull it off. It's time like these when I gotta be a dad you can be proud of. We believe in you. I'm not opposed to a gamble, but I can help make your odds a little better. While I'm helping you buy time, I'll use the valley's terrains and climate to calculate the safest place for it to detonate.
Perfect. I'm counting on you then. Can you two help her buy time?
Yeah, because I was totally gonna sit here making snow angels. Alright, let's do this, guys!
Right behind you.
Let us begin.
Watch out.
God
That
dang
one
it.
looks tough.
Alright, I'll see you guys when I'm done. Okay, I forgot. That was in easy mode, so... This battle is nothing.
Alright, now let's get our butts on the road!
Yeah, I'm right there with you, Estelle.
I say, you useless lump of metal! Radios, spare me!
Dad, Ren!
It's all up to you now!
The safest location to detonate is at 9 o'clock.
Got it. Leave this to me.
You've got this!
I believe in you, Cassius. Dad,
Whether
Oh.
it's Cassius or something else, I'm just happy you think of me as family. But I have to admit, you calling me Dad does get me a lot more fired up.
God damn, Cassius.
This isn't cool! Why does everything always have to end like this? I'll be back! Because you know what Gilbert Stein never does? He never
At this point, you're like Team Rocket.
up!
You keep getting blasted off again.
Wow, you really blasted his ass right out of here.
With no sign of an avalanche either. I knew you could do it, Dad.
You can be pretty cool. Sometimes.
Whew. Well, I could have done that in my sleep. But I owe most of it to Ren, really.
you should take credit where it's due. Very nicely done, Cassius.
It's okay if you keep calling me Dad, you know?
Nope. Cassius feels more right to me.
I think the wall between them finally came down.
Yeah, that's another problem solved.
With that, peace was once again restored to Ymir. We made our way to Gilbert's crash site just to be sure, but we couldn't find him or his archaism. If only I could believe for even a second that was the last we would see of him. After that, we found the injured boar and nursed him back to health before returning to town. Rean Schwarzer offered us a more formal reward for the help, but we were just doing what was right, so we turned him down. Then, before we knew it, the day was over, and our happy vacation came to an end. With hands full of souvenirs the Baron and Lady insisted on in lieu for a reward, we huddled to say our final farewell. Thank you both so much. We had so much fun here. I'm really sad to have to say goodbye. Please, after all you've done, we should be throwing you a parade. You were supposed to be on vacation, and you still did so much to help us. I don't feel as though we gave you all the welcome you truly deserve, given all that you have done for our son. Not at all. You were extremely gracious hosts. From my family to yours, we're incredibly grateful you allowed us to take such a wonderful vacation. Yeah, if anything, we like a little excitement in our lives. I can say for certain that we were never bored, and it was our pleasure to get to help Rean's hometown. We made some great memories here too. I'm delighted you all feel that way. You're all welcome to return any time you please. We'll have springs and food waiting for you. You mean it? We'll have to bring all our friends next time. Thank you again for everything. Please give our regards to our Ashen friends and his sister too. What a lovely family they are. I couldn't agree more. They seem to brighten their surroundings just by being there. I heard nothing but good things about them, of course, but the rumors were easily surpassed. I quite agree. I hope we can meet them again one day. That's pretty cute. Not the cutest, but pretty cute. Okay, on to the next, a daydream. True Tamamo Gem. I believe it was the Makarov.
Connecting to Reverie Garden database.
Oh. And Aurelia too, not just Makarov. Early March 1207 of the Septian calendar. After commanding the White Lion army in the war, the one-time head of Lamar's forces was said to remain principal of Thor's branch campus. To that end, she found herself poring over reams of paperwork. There, I suppose it's about time for a break. When I first took this position, I never thought I'll stick with it. But thinking about the changing landscape of the continent, there's great significance behind staying here. I never planned on going back to the provincial army anyway. I need to put my all into being the principal, for Lady Mildine as well. Re-evaluating the structure of Thor's main campus and the revival of club activities. The main campus is going to see major changes, and the branch campus is going to expand its scope. In addition to the reshuffling of the teaching staff, more hands will be brought on board, and the number of students will increase greatly. For now, it looks like I'll be in charge of the art. Dr. Mary and I will have to coordinate not just when it comes to classes, but clubs as well. If I remember correctly, she's currently back home taking some time off. I remember when she came to me to talk about her romantic woes. It was at the farewell party at the night before the Battle of Jormungand, and I believe Wallace was there as well. Is it? I forgot about that. Wake up the devil. It's me. What is it? I see. Understood. Well now, this should be fun. Count Altheim's residence, St. Ark, the old capital. There you are, Barry. I'm sorry for asking you here during such a busy time of the school year. I've been caused you to use up some of your valuable vacation time. It's perfectly alright. I managed to finish everything I needed to do. I'm thankful for the opportunity to take a break and come home for once. So what is it you wanted to speak with me about, Father? Well, you see, I'm happy that your career is going so well. However, I suppose there's no sense in spinning around the bush. What exactly is the status of your relationship with that man? Do you mean Makarov? Yes, him. That scruffy-looking commoner with no sense for the fine arts. I learned you two had been seeing each other for over a year, the night before the Great War started. This I remember. But I could tell from speaking with him that night that he's a strong-willed sort of man. Even Professor Smith's second disciple. However, what exactly has he done in the half-year since? He's still yet to give you a formal proposal or buy you a ring. Yes, but she accepted his explanation when we came to visit. You mean after the war? To be frank, Professor Smith still has yet to recognize any of the results ever done thus far. Until that happens, I won't feel as though I've earned my keep as a professional researcher. Once I've accomplished that, then and only then will I be ready to settle down with Mary. So please, I ask that you remain patient for a little while longer. I just need a bit more time. Well, he did, eventually. His words were quite impactful, but they lacked convince. To make matters worse, I haven't heard a single word from him since. Just what are these results he spoke of? Isn't he an instructor first and foremost like yourself? I assure you he has his reasons. Even if you, of all people, find that hard to believe. Enough, I'd rather move on from discussing him. I summoned you here today to talk about something else entirely. You have a marriage interview coming soon, Mary. Pardon? What in the world are you talking about? I respect the feelings you hold for that man. However, I can tell how unsatisfying his hesitancy has left you. You say he has his reasons, but not even you understand what results he's searching for, do you? No, not specifically, but he still has my support regardless. That may be, but I can't simply stand by and let you wallow in suspense like this. As for this interview, someone very respected was willing to arrange this meeting. It would reflect poorly on your house should you refuse to go through with it now. It's scheduled for tomorrow. I can expect you to be there, yes? This is all so sudden. You put me into a position where I can't refuse. Let me be clear. I'm not forcing you to marry this person. I simply want you to keep your options open. As they say, experience is everything in life. As for who this suitor is, I'll leave that as a surprise. His character is even higher than his social standing, I assure you. That is all. I suggest you get a good night's rest ahead of tomorrow. Father, we're not done. I said, that is all. Fine. Please excuse me. Makarov, you need to pick up the pace, buddy. That night. So that's what it's all about. It's my fault that it's come to this. Please, don't blame yourself. I'll be fine. My father said he wasn't going to force anything on me, so he should still respect my decision. Really? Well, that's a relief at least. So does that mean you were at least a little concerned about losing me? A little, more like an absolute panic. Still, you wouldn't have to go through this if I were just a little more reliable. Not how I see you at all. You're working as hard as you can. That's something to be admired. No, getting to those results for the old man is just a matter of pride. I'm not gonna be the man I ought to be until the job is done. They say I'm that stubborn old goat's second disciple, but I left that institute without presenting a capstone project. Just look at everything George and Dita have already accomplished at their ages. Compared to them, I'm pathetic. Makarov. So would you happen to be at the branch campus's research building again today? Yeah, Einhell Keep is here, and that makes for the perfect testing ground. The main campus is no slouch, but this is sort of the professor's home turf. I suppose it would be. I take the details of your project are still confidential then? Yeah, sorry about that. It's all gotta stay under wraps until it's complete. I promise you'll be the first one to know once that old man's satisfied. And once that's done, I'll be paying your father another visit. You don't have to worry about that. My father may be impatient, but I'm in no rush. Take your time. It's getting late, so I should go. Please try not to push yourself too hard. I won't. I've only got one class tomorrow, so I was thinking of pulling an all-nighter. But just for you, I'll take it easy. Talk to you soon. He's neck deep in his research as ever. Makarov tries to hide it, but I can tell how concerned he is about me. It would be selfish to ask for more than that. Just once, I wish he would say he was going to come rushing to my side. No, this only goes to show how much faith he has in me. I need to show the same faith in him. I have to politely turn down whatever suit your father has arranged for tomorrow. And so the day of the arranged marriage meeting arrived. Much to everyone's surprise, the mediator for said event was none other than the ruler of the settlement province, Marcus Hyam. However, the arranged partner Mary was to meet came as an even greater surprise. Oh, what? I kind of guess. Bardius? Oh, Wallace. I'm sorry. Brigadier Wallace. Oh, excuse me. You were recently promoted to Major General, as I recall. It's fine. I wouldn't expect you to call me by my rank anyway. I believe the last time we saw each other was the evening before the Great War. Yes, I believe so. It's good to see you again. But there hasn't been some sort of mistake, has there? Don't be so rude, Mary. Please forgive my daughter's behavior, Your Lordship, Major General. It's alright. Her surprise is understandable. Major General Bardius has quite a reputation in Sutherland, but he's hardly known as a ladies' man. Been approached about potential partner for marriage before, but he's never accepted even once. It's as the Marquis said, this is my first time meeting with a partner for arranged marriage. That's because I had never felt anything toward potential suitors, suitress, until now. Though I have only met Lady Mary once before, I became somewhat of a secret admirer of hers. What sort of man would I be if I let an opportunity like this pass me by? I had to accept. This has to be some sort of plan. There's no way. I'm happy that my daughter won the favor of a man such as herself. Father, I recall speaking with Lord Wallace and Lady Aurelia about my romantic troubles the night at the party. You should know how I feel. So why is he doing this? In that case, I imagine things should go quite smoothly. Yes, so it seems. Towards a crowd, wouldn't you say? Why don't we give them some privacy? Take as long as you need, you two. House Altheim and House Bardius are among the most distinguished family in Sutherland. It's my pleasure to serve as mediator. I'll be expecting good news. I'll do what I can. This is either Aurelia's plan or Makarov's plan. St. Ark truly is a wonderful and charming city, don't you think? Before it was the chalk color of it today, it was the shining white beacon that served the capital following the calamity of the Dark Ages. Once peace returned, it became the home of Erebonia's renaissance of fine arts. Correct. It is said that Sutherland's warmer climate played a hand in sparking people's interest and desire for the arts. That's how House Altheim came to own several works of art from the era of the old capital. What about your house, Lord Wallace? Well, House Bardius. Oh, he is from House Bardius. And it's written in Erebonia after the War of the Lion, so he has a lot of heirlooms of that era. Still, I've always been fonder of painting than music personally. That's part of what draws me to you as a teacher of the arts. You don't say. That's very flattering. How about I buy you some drinks? Then we can sit at one of the benches and chat some more. Alright. Not quite the same as resting at the cafe, but it sounds delightful in its own way. Oh, I never thought of it that way. That's my own personal interpretation. That said, I didn't take you for the type to have such a deep knowledge of the arts. I'm truly impressed. Maybe so, but I could never compare to you. Your wisdom of the field goes far beyond for your years as an instructor. Please, you flatter me. I have to admit that I didn't expect to have such a lively conversation with you about the arts. Do you have conversations like this with Lady Aurelia often? Well, I'll be lying if I said we haven't had our share of meaningful conversations. Though we haven't had the time to talk together like this in some time. My apologies for bringing this up so suddenly, Lady Mary, but were you truly shocked when you realized I was the one here for you today? Yes, but you don't have to apologize. The way I responded back there at the estate was unbecoming. I'm sorry for that. I believe I fully gathered my thoughts on the situation now, and I better understand your true intention. Do you now? I haven't forgotten the advice you gave me in matters of the heart during the send-off party before the war. If I had to guess, you're doing this to help my family retain its respect. You took this meeting knowing full well how it would end, didn't you? I'm truly sorry for getting you involved in House Altheim's internal matters. Not at all. I believe there's been a fundamental misunderstanding between us. There has. I spoke the truth when I said that I was quite fond of you. Did you think those weren't my true feelings? Pardon? I'm well aware how you feel toward Makarov. Given that, it may be uncouth of me to confess my feelings to you now for all times. Though, just the same as him, I'm at the age where it's time I start to seriously consider marriage. Even if there are obstacles in my way, it's only natural I give an earnest attempt to pursue someone who would be a good fit as my partner. And that someone is me? Yes, and it all started on the night of that party. I saw how wholeheartedly and loyally you care for Makarov. Rational as it may be, that drew me to you. So much so that I quietly grew to resent him for making you wait like you had. I couldn't help but think that I would never treat you that way. I'm aware that confessing these feelings now will only increase the burden that's weighing on you, but I couldn't simply give up. I'm a stubborn man who let his pride get in the way. I'm sorry, Lady Mary. I can only imagine how confusing this must be for you. Nevertheless, I want you to understand that my feelings are genuine. Is he serious? But if you still don't believe me, then there's somewhere I would like to have you accompany me. Would you do the honor? I am so confused. What is going on? Oh my god, are you gonna buy jewelry? Are you gonna buy a ring? You were referring to Chardin Boutique? But why here? Because there's something I would like to get to you, if that's alright. Consider it a testament to just how sincere my feelings are. I don't know what to say to that. I can't possibly reciprocate, even if your feelings are sincere. Makarov is the one As I said, I'm well aware that what I'm doing is rather unrefined and possibly even unreasonable. All I ask is that you hear me out. I get the sense there's something about your and Makarov's relationship that is still in doubt. That's because... not necessarily wrong. Father has picked up on that too, that's why he's been so concerned. That look on your face tells me you're aware of this as well. All the more reason I cannot simply back down. What's this? I know a ring would be a bit too sudden, but I hope you can accept this. Corsage. Is this a margit corsage? That's right, in the language of flowers. The margit means true love. It represents my feelings towards you. What the hell? True love. I also ask that you consider social standing, as do people that both come from noble houses. I'm only the son of a baron, but I do have an accomplished military career under me. That seems to be enough to satisfy Count Altheim, and as a man, I'm confident I can make you happy. Given the direction things have gone since the war, I suspect the next era will be a trying one for the nobility. Our house could support one another though, if we were together. Because that's true. It's alright, I'm not asking for an immediate answer. My only hope for today was for us to get to know each other better. I know how unreasonable it would be to expect an answer so soon, so I think we should end things here. I'll come for your answer tomorrow. I hope you'll think carefully about who the best partner for you really is. Well then, I'll take my leave for now. I'll be looking forward for good news. Clams! Wallace, what the hell? This is so sudden. The best partner for me? How do I truly feel? I'm too much invested in Makarov that I would hate if Mary changed her mind. It sounds as though the two of you had quite the productive day yesterday. I understand you asked us here because there's something you want to say. What is it? Could it be that you agreed to accept the Major General as suitor? I'm ready for your answer if you are, Lady Mary. Very well. I spent all of last night giving serious consideration to my response. While I'm incredibly flattered and grateful for your feelings, Lord Wallace, I'm afraid I cannot return them. Are you certain? Oh dear. May I ask why? It's rather simple. Because I'm in love with Makarov. Are you really? Yes. Please forgive me for being rude, but you're sure that love is real? Of course I am. In that case, could I ask you to explain your feelings to us? I need to hear an ample reason why I could never win your heart the way he has. Well, if I'm being honest, I don't have to explain it myself. Would starting at how Makarov and I first met suffice? Go on. This is a good opportunity for me to learn as well. Please continue, Mary. I was still a naive, sheltered girl when I was first hired by Thors. I didn't know whether I was cut out for teaching. My first days were full of stumbles, and I felt as though I was always causing problems for my colleagues. I recall Makarov in particular being rather cold. I even considered him frightening. But as we interacted more and more, I came to know his true character. Yes, at first glance he can seem slovenly and come across as aloof. But the truth was he was watching over me more than anyone else. Makarov was giving me help and advice in his own nonchalant way. That isn't to say he was giving me special treatment, it was simply who he was. And as the days passed, I began to respect him for it without realizing it. I even grew fond of the heartwarming relationship he holds with his niece Mint. Then, after the Civil War ended, my feelings became all too clear to me. It wasn't just respect I felt toward him. Oh, isn't that something? But why him of all people? Father, does the 10-year age gap and difference in social standing bother you that much? I don't believe any of that matters when it comes to matters of the heart. Well,
I understand that I'm a sheltered woman who lacks enough life experience to lecture anyone on the matters of the heart. But I believe in my heart that my love for Makarov is true, and I wish to make our love come true. And so, I must apologize. Perhaps it would be better if we forgot this arrangement was ever proposed.
poor Wallace.
So that's how it is. I see how deep your feelings for Makarov run now.
Then, does that mean you...
You feel that strongly about him, Mary?
How could any of us deny it after hearing all that?
I would urge you not to be so hasty, Lady Mary.
That voice, is it... Hey, I was wondering where you were. Please, pardon my intrusion, Lord Hyams and Count Alpine. I understand an arranged marriage is being discussed today. It was only right for me to drop where I was going to come straight here. Whatever do you mean? Are you saying you're in favor of this arranged marriage, your ladyship? That I am. But why? I cannot deny that your feelings for Makarov are genuine, Lady Mary. However, right, there's still the matter of how Makarov himself feels. I can recognize that you do indeed love him, but what if that love is unrequited? One is so much serious than before. I assure you that isn't the case. I know he feels the same about me. If that's the case, why is it that you haven't been seeing each other much of late? Did he not leave you behind and take his research to the branch campus's hangar? Yes, he has been in leaves. But that's because there's an important project Makarov has no choice but to finish. You don't sound very sure of yourself, Lady Mary. Again, I cannot deny that the two of you share a genuine bond. But could the same not become true of yourself and Wallace? I've known this man since we were students, and never once has he let me down. He has always met my expectations and lent his support, a noble, a soldier, and a comrade. And if directed that loyalty to someone he loved, I have no doubt he would devote himself to them. He would never leave your side and keep you waiting. He would live up to your expectations and become a better partner to you than Makarov ever could. Something tells me you suspect that as well. Even Count Le Guin recognizes what kind of man the Major General is. Mary, I understand how sincere your feelings are. All I want is for you to choose a partner who will prioritize your happiness above all else. That is my only wish as your father. I know, Father, but I can't possibly change how I feel so easily. What can I say to them?
Now hold your horses.
Is this a soap opera? What the hell is
If
this?
anybody's gonna be by Mary's side, it should be me.
Makarov. Looks like we made it just in the nick of time. What a shame. I was hoping to see what would happen if I took you longer. You can be real bully sometimes, you know that? What are these? Well. It looks splendid. Is this the machine I've been hearing so much about? The new soldat you've been developing with the aid of Schwarzer and the others. Is it finished? Yeah, I even got Professor Smith to acknowledge it as my capstone project. It will still be a while before it's announced to the public, so keep this a secret. Now that it's done, there's nothing stopping me from standing by your side. I'm finally a man worthy of you. Oh, Makarov. Worthy, eh? A little ironic, wouldn't you say? Your project is what kept her waiting and led you to interrupting an arranged marriage proposal in the first place. I'm not going to make any excuses. What I do know is that I could never call myself a man again if I didn't stop what was happening. I know I am half-assed some important things when it comes to a lot of things in life. I'm always shooting myself in the foot, be it with research or Mary. But she loves me for who I am. And better yet, she is the most devoted person I've ever met, and I'm not just talking about our relationship. Mary has everything I lack. She's the other half I've been missing. She's also the most beautiful and charming woman I've ever met. Goodness, and all of that scared me. I doubted myself. I may be older than her, but I'm hardly any more experienced when it comes to love and all of that. Do I even deserve to be with her? More importantly, can I truly make her happy? When I heard about this sort of business, for a brief moment I thought it was for the best. I simply lacked confidence in myself. Deep down, I knew that producing results at my reach was only an excuse. Now I have what it takes to harden my resolve. I'm not going to deceive Mary or myself anymore. I'm sorry, Major General, but I'm not letting you or anyone else have her. I don't care about our difference in social standing, how decorated you are, or if you're better suited to her than I. Nothing's going to change how I feel about her. Makarov, you tell them. Well, when you put it like that, you feel that strongly about Lady Mary, then I humbly concede. That look in your eye tells me everything I need to know. I'm sending your way. It was a very heartfelt speech. Are you sure this is what you want, Mary? I am, Father. Oh my, that's all well and good, but I do believe everyone gathered today to see a marriage be arranged. You wouldn't want to disappoint them. If you're so resolved, then why don't we make it official? What? Agreed. I think that would be an entertaining way to close out the afternoon. What do you think, Lord Hyams and Count Altheim? But of course. Yes, I suppose there's nothing else to do at this point. You've got this, Uncle Makarov. I knew it was their plan after all.
I'm not a perfect man. I'm still immature in a lot of ways, and I know I can be a handful at times. But I know there's nothing we can't beat, so long as we hold on to the love we have for one another. You're someone I need in my life, Mary. So, please, will you marry me?
Oh, Makarov! Of course I will. Nothing would make me happier.
Okay, I'm glad the 2 daydreams that we got, that's no battle. Love that. Oh, I actually, the bright side has battle, but it's easy. Sorry about all the fuss, your lordship. No need to apologize. I'm grateful I had the chance to see something so wonderful today. Don't mention it. Something tells me things would have worked out between you two even without the theatrics. Oh, and about the Margit corsage I gave you yesterday, consider it an engagement gift from me to the both of you. Lord Wallace, does that mean you planned for all this from the beginning? Jeez, how am I supposed to top that? I'm sure I'll have plenty of opportunities. The general sure did take me for a ride though. Whatever do you mean? Well, Wallace was the one who requested my help. But after reflecting on it, I thought it would be more interesting to set him up with you. And I wouldn't mind arranging for it again should Sir Makarov here to fulfill meet my expectations. I'll pass on incurring the rat thing. You really are something else, do you know that? Pardon me if I'm being too presumptuous, Wallace, but perhaps it is time for you to take a step forward as well. You got me there. Huh? Oh, wanna tell us what's so funny? Pipe down, keep your nose out of the other people's business for once. You two wouldn't have gotten together in the first place if it weren't for me. It's not wrong, I feel like I owe Mint a lot for pushing us together a few years ago. Sure, but don't go encouraging her, that's a slippery slope. But I guess I owe it to you for coming with me today, it meant a lot. That's more I like it, you're very welcome. Geez, how many times do I have to tell you to be more honest about your feelings? Don't let it get to your head, kid. Regardless, today has been a joyous day, wouldn't you say? As long as you're here, could I interest you in joining us for dinner? We can begin the wedding planning over drink. That sounds great, I'd be happy to. Shall we be off then? I think Wallace is in love with Aurelia. Not Mary, right? People have a way of defying expectations, don't they? Lady Mary was certainly surprised, but I also didn't expect Sir Makarov to fight so valiantly. I know what you mean. Maybe could I learn a thing or two from him? Oh, from the sound of it, you were courting her with everything you had. I find it hard to believe it was all just a performance. Who can say? Anyway, Lady Aurelia, if you have some spare time, would you care to cross blades with me? After a practice duel, are you? It has been a while since we last did battle. Very well, on the condition that it be on horseback. Are you sure? Why not? I'm feeling nostalgic for the duel we had during our academic ways. It's a memory that I could never forget. My only regret is that there was no victor. Do you really consider it a draw? I was the president of the riding club and you were a fresh-faced first year. You may as well have won. Not at all. I've never been satisfied with that result. We know when to admit defeat, but we really do have a phenomenal first year on our hands. If the victor goes to the spoils, since you won, you can make one request of me as the club's president. What do you desire? Oh, that's so cute. I don't believe this to be a true victory, though I will answer your question even if it was a draw. My goal is to demonstrate the potential of the sword, and to do so I am to become the commander-in-chief of the world itself. If Adios allow that to pass, my wish is for you to support me as my right-hand man. Damn. That day really takes me back. In retrospect, that was probably when it all began. Why the smirk? It's nothing, just thinking this is a good opportunity. I'll face you with everything I have so that this duel's outcome will be more to your liking. Will you now? I should be the one telling you that.
I have no intention of losing here, Sir Wallace Bardius.
I can't remember the last time you were so formal to me. But enough talk. Prepare yourself, Aurelia Le Guin.
Alright, and that is it for this episode. I think when we come back, we are going to do the last two daydreams before we're finally able to finish the Zero stratagem. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoy. Until next time, bye.